You're watching Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Combin. It is great to be here with you guys this afternoon. I have a couple announcements to make. So the first of which is that this is going to be the last sales show that I do for the next week. So today's my last sales show. Next week, there will be no sales shows at all. We're going to come on The Experience on Tuesday, and I'm going to be putting together a big creator hangout. So that's what we're going to do on Tuesday. And then you guys will see me again on Friday for the final push of the Kickstarter campaign. I've decided that between everything I've had to do with promoting the Kickstarter and running these shows, my energy is just better focused on the Kickstarter campaign. So today will be my last sales show for the week. Once the campaign is over, I will get back to doing shows, but I also have conventions coming up, and there are going to be 2 conventions back to back. So we're going to kind of start slow with going back to sales shows. So next week there will be no sales shows, but I will be on the air. The following week, I'm only going to do 2 sales shows, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. And the following week, same deal, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, and that'll be it. So just letting you guys know that's what to expect going forward. Today we have a very special show. This is not a normal show. We're going to be doing $5 items today, and that includes Blu-ray DVDs, video games, graphic novels, you name it. Anything that I'm going to bust out of that box is just $5 and not a cent more. And this is going to be a lot of fun, so I hope you guys will stick around for it. As always, if you spend $25 with me, you get to spin the wheel here. And if you spend $50 with me, you get free shipping on your order. And this is also a nice thing too, because now I can focus on the Kickstarter. This also gives you guys a chance who have, some of you guys have racked up some bills, and this will give you a little bit of a buffer to catch up so that we can kind of start fresh and keep going. Because it doesn't make sense for me to go out and buy all these comics and then none of them sell. So that's where we're going to go with everything. What is up, Lorena? How you doing? I'm your addiction dealer. By the way, thank you very much for sending me a payment today. I appreciate that. You're awesome. I love you. I'm your addiction dealer. Leonard, what's up? How you doing? All right, so this is going to be a very fun, very odd show, not like what we normally do. And I just want to remind everybody that the Warline campaign is currently still running. I'm going to post a link real quick. These Kickstarter campaigns, let me tell you guys, they really take a lot out of you. Or at least it's taking a lot out of me. Everybody has a different experience with it, but this one is I've been really pacing myself here. So here's the link for the Warline campaign. I think pretty much everybody who is watching right now has either backed the campaign or has heard me hear or talk about it a bazillion times. But I just want to let anyone know who might stumble across this at a later point that we are looking, we're currently at 96 backers. And if we can hit 105 backers by Friday night, on Monday, I'm going to do another live stream. It's going to be very short, but we're going to do another live stream where I'm going to raffle off this copy of Tales from the Crypt, which I wrote alongside David Anthony Kraft. And I'll tell you guys the story of this. You guys are going to be able to get this book for free. I have a very limited quantity of these books, and they are kind of hard to find because the publisher no longer has the rights to print these books, and the print run itself was pretty small. But anyway, how did I come across this? How did this Tales from the Crypt story find me, or whatever you want to call it? Like, how did this all come together? It's an interesting story. So in 2016, as Dak and I were putting the final touches on Fallen Avenger 4, our good friend Jim Saladkrop, the publisher of this book, contacted Dak and said, "Hey, do you want to work on Tales from the Crypt? I just got the license." And Dak said, "Sure, but only if I could bring Onrie along for the ride, because I want to get him some credit too on, a known license." And Jim was like, "Sure, what the hell?" So the concept was Zombie Bank. So I had to work with zombies in Wall Street and all this stuff. So I used to work on Wall Street. I was in the hedge fund world for about 10 years before I decided that wasn't for me, and I left it, and now have been pursuing comics ever since. And I started working on this book while we were on deadline for Fallen Avenger 4. And again, the theme was zombies on Wall Street. So I channeled my experiences working in that environment into the story. And it was really a lot darker than I initially, than they allowed us to make it. So we had to kind of like tone it down a little bit. But the idea was, it was about this office clerk who was basically getting pushed around by all of his higher ups at a hedge fund, and he saw them all as zombies, and one day decided to come into work and just kill them all. And it was sort of like a mass shooter situation. So EC Comics and Paper Cuts were like, you need to tone this down a little bit. So we made it more of a love story. And the office clerk is still the focus of the story, but he has a relationship with, or he has a crush on the secretary and is getting pushed around by his boss. I also got bullied by my boss when I was working in the hedge fund world. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to leave, actually. And it was really rewarding on my last day too. But either way, we kind of toned it down. Nothing, this is not based on a true story or anything, but it does, draw from those experiences that I had working in that environment. And this is your chance to own a piece of it, right? So, and this is just a raffle. It goes to one person, and all physical backers are automatically entered into it. We're going to draw 3 numbers in case one backer or 2 backers back out. There will be 2 contingencies in place. So all we need to do is just get to 105 backers by Friday night, and then we're going to do this raffle. So next week we'll do a raffle on Monday, hopefully, if we can hit 105 backers by tomorrow. We're going to do the the Creator Hangout on Tuesday night on the Experience, and then I'll be back on Friday for the closeout of the campaign. And that's where you guys are going to see me next week. The following week, I'll be back to sales shows. So just giving myself a little bit of a breather, giving you guys a bit of a breather too, so we can all get caught up and everything, and then we can start fresh. And in that meantime, I'm still going to be buying comics and still looking for stuff too. And if you guys have requests and things you're looking for, just let me know. I'll be on the hunt. Oh, you got the hardcover? That's awesome. Thanks, Leonard. I appreciate it. Awesome, Lorena. Take your time. I know you're good for it. I always know you're good for it. You've been very good to me. All right, so let's kick it off. I have Spectacular Spider-Man 144. One of the FOMO books from last night. We didn't really have a lot of FOMO books sell last night. So in this issue, Spider-Man goes to San Diego to fight Boomerang. And this is going to go for just $4 today. We did $4 FOMO yesterday. I have Blood Syndicate number 1. First issue of Blood Syndicate from Milestone. This is going to go for $4. Incredible Hulk number 296. Comes with one of these subscription boards. This is actually how I started subscribing to comics when I was a kid. So we got Hulk 296. That's going to go for $4. Dan Price is in the house. What is up, my man? So Dan completely blew me away yesterday. He just launched the campaign for Bigfoot Knows Karate. So for those of you guys who have picked up the first 2 issues, I think I was showcasing them a couple weeks ago, and the book sold out. If you want to get issue 3, or if you want to get all 3 issues, you should totally check out Dan Price's campaign. Dan, feel free to drop a link in there. And what was really amazing was I saw Dan fund this entire campaign in less than an hour. I spent about 15 minutes on his show on Instagram yesterday, and this guy just absolutely crushed it. And I am just so utterly blown away by his performance on Kickstarter so far that I'm actually going to get on a call with him later and see what I can learn from him, because I really want to improve my performance on Kickstarter too. So Dan, congratulations again. We're all so proud of you. We're 100% behind you. We're excited for you to bring out that third issue of Bigfoot Knows Karate. We're anticipating it. So please drop the link down. Anybody who's in the room who feels compelled to, please check it out and back his campaign. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. It was great seeing you too last night. Thank you for having me on your show. What's up, Joe? How you doing? The next book I got here is Dark Knight Strikes Again, #1, and this is going to go for $4. Absolutely, dude. Dan Price is one of the most real people I know. Like, him and I talk all the time. We trade information. We talk all the time, and he tells me about the things that he experiences at cons. And I just keep seeing this guy level up all the time. And he is just so committed, and he loves what he does in comics. He loves comics, period. You guys have seen him. He comes on the shows, and he claims stuff sometimes too. So, this is a guy who's really committed to the industry, and someone I'm really proud to call brother. I love this guy. So please check out his campaign. Give him some love. Awesome. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for dropping that link. And you guys can see it right here, Bigfoot Knows Karate. And he also got issue 3 out. So if you guys can check out his campaign, I think if you like Warline, you're going to feel right at home with Bigfoot Knows Karate. All right. I have Detective Comics #682. We got an embossed cover here, which is going to go for $4. Another thing about Bigfoot Knows Karate that's cool, it's, it is a martial arts book, but it's kind of Legendary Monsters meets Severance in a lot of ways. So if you guys are fans of Severance and the whole idea of mind manipulation and all that kind of stuff, that totally takes place in this series, and it gets pretty deep and twisted and dark and everything. It's a really great series. I've enjoyed the first 2 issues very much. I didn't read the prequel, which was Hinagin. That was the one that takes place, I think, in Japan. It was the older story. But, the third one I'm really looking forward to, and I got to read Hinagin at some point. DK2 is $4, dude. $4. I have Punisher, The Ghosts of Innocence, #1 of 2. That's going to go for $4. Dark Knight Strikes Again, #1. There is so much controversy behind this book here. The whole idea is that DC was so disappointed in what Frank Miller ended up doing with this that they made him go back and rewrite it. This had such a this was nothing compared to the first one. The Dark Knight Returns, that was the one that kind of set the standard, and a lot of people were disappointed in DK2. However, there's still something to be enjoyed about Frank Miller's work, even the stuff that hasn't been that great. I recently went back and read all of All-Star Batman and Robin, and man, is the writing in that goofy. I mean, it is just all over the place, but it's still very much Frank Miller. Frank Miller has not changed. He is still Frank Miller. He's the same Frank Miller he was before, but once you take away that edginess, it just kind of sticks there without any sort of any way out of that dark edginess. And it doesn't mean it's bad necessarily, but it kind of becomes almost incoherent in some ways. But I never read Dark Knight Strikes Again, but I do think the cover is pretty cool, and I think this is a poppy book. And I remember when it came out, there was just so many people were like, "Oh, stay away from this," All right, we got a claim on Dark DK2. My campaign's all right. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wish it was doing better, and that's me just being honest. But I don't blame anyone necessarily for that. I feel like what's really frustrating, and I woke up this morning feeling like this, it's like I've been showing up every single day for, doing these sales shows and doing the Kickstarter and everything, and planning everything out the way I'm supposed to be planning everything out. I put together good rewards, I put together good stretch goals. I did what everybody else is doing, or what everybody thinks I should be doing, and what I felt I should be doing. And I'm not disappointed of where I'm at. I'm really kind of just, when I entered this campaign, I'm like, all right, this is my goal, and this is where I want to go. But when I'm looking at where I'm at right now, I know that I could be so much further if I knew what I'm missing. Because to be honest with you guys, what I have done so far, I have been able to do that at conventions within 3 days. I would have been able to raise double the amount of money that I did on Kickstarter in 20 days, which is really frustrating. But that's not anyone's fault. It's just sort of like an annoying experience because this is like my 7th Kickstarter right now, and I'm trying to understand, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what could I be doing better to improve my performance on there? And honestly, that's something that's what inspired me so much about what I saw Dan do yesterday. Is he just went live, and I think he's even ahead of me right now. Like within an hour, he just managed to do this, and I'm like, there's something I'm not doing right. There's something that I didn't get, And it's similar to a situation that occurred with Max, my son. So a couple of weeks ago, Max had a math test, and his math scores have not been the best. Even though I'm paying my best friend to tutor him, and my best friend tutoring him is not cheap because she prepares specialized lessons for him that are catered to him and his school curriculum. And my friend is very smart. I've known her since we were 14 years old. She graduated from Northwestern. She's a very skilled tutor and life coach. And we've been very patient with Max. When he first started working with her, he had an A. And then in the second semester, his grade dropped to, I think, a B. And then in the third quarter, it's now a C. And we've noticed that his grades are dipping. Like this is not good. He takes responsibility for it. He knows that he wasn't really putting in the effort where he should have been, and we're kind of working on helping him develop certain skills. And recently he had 3 more tests before his semester was over, and so I told him, I'm like, bring your grade up, dude. Like, if you're not going to take this tutoring seriously, then go get a job, flipping burgers and pay me, like for the time that I spend investing in your future. If you're not going to invest in your own future, then go out and get a job and pay me until you're squared up. And then, you keep that money, whatever you make afterwards. But, I want to invest in his future. I want him to take this seriously. And so he started working really hard. And he started studying, and he was doing everything right. And then he gets his test back. The first of the 3 tests came back a D. And we were all upset about it. But I talked to him, and I said, look, man, you tried your best. I saw that he was studying for this. And my friend, the tutor, told me he was working really hard. Something just wasn't clicking. And that happens. So I like to think that that's kind of what I'm going through on Kickstarter right now. Something's not clicking. Something is keeping me from getting to that next point. So it's not that I'm upset. It's just that I know I could be doing better. That's really all it is. So that's my little rant. What's up, Joey? How you doing? Peter Trevino in the house. My pre-launch timeline was actually not very long. And that was kind of like another thing about it. I launched the campaign. So I decided to go back on Kickstarter at the beginning of April because I realized my May was open. I didn't have any conventions. So I was like, all right, I can really focus on pushing this. And so in between that time, I was moving everything from my warehouse to my home. And I just had conventions and all these other things going on that planning this kind of became, I was able to focus on it, but, there's never a perfect time to launch, essentially. And I figured, you know what? I'll launch on my birthday because I got a bunch of people who are going to be wishing me a happy birthday anyway, and this will be a great way to segue and get them to go over to the Kickstarter campaign. And I will say we had a pretty strong launch, but I noticed that when we first launched Warline on Kickstarter, we had a much stronger opening day. We had our first campaign for the first issue was the one that did the best. I'll be very surprised if this one even matches what we did on the second issue. So, it'll just be what it is, And thanks, Dan. I appreciate you saying go back it. I appreciate it. We should find some way to cross promote in the future, and that's probably one thing that I haven't thought of is how can I collaborate more with other creators. That was something that Chuck and I were talking about. Peter Trevino, dude, there's a face I haven't seen in a while. Good to see you, buddy. Well, thank you, Joey. I'd be happy to hear your thoughts. If you want to like schedule a call or something tomorrow, I'd be happy to hear it. Let me know. And Joe says, I'm taking this year off from crowdfunding. I wasn't seeing any real growth in funds. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of in the same boat, buddy. I got to be honest. I see. Yeah, rage sale incoming. No, there's not any rage sales. I'm totally fine. Yeah, it's for 3 single floppies. Yeah, we could do another live soon. Actually, Dan, I guess I'll invite you right now. I was going to talk to you about it later, but I am going to be hosting a creator hangout on Tuesday for other creators who have live campaigns, and I'd like to invite you formally to come on there. So we'll talk about all the details, and it'll be kind of like a long thing, and we'll, you know, give your campaign a nice big push. Tori, the cheapest tier is not all 3 covers. All 3 covers is $30. You're not being punished for anything, I promise you. You were being rewarded. Yeah, you know, I did the whole pre-launch thing. We had about, I want to say like 75 people following the campaign before we went live. And our conversion rate has been like a quarter of that. So I love the whole pre-launch thing. I think it's important, but getting those people to come on, you know, that's kind of another thing. Joey, I'll see if I can hang out with you. I believe I have another event on Sunday, but let me see what time it is, and if I'm available during that slot, I'll happily come on and hang out. Yeah, I would. I'm happy to talk with you, Dan. No, it's okay. It's all right to ask. That you're totally fine, Tori. We're all good. It's a process, right? So we're all trying to figure out what'll work. All right. So the next book I have here is Venom Finale #2. This is going to go for $4. I have Daredevil 310. This is the first appearance of Calypso, the Kraven the Hunter's like shaman, I guess. And this is going to go for $4. I have Batman Spawn War Devil. This is going to go for $15. Published in 1994. This is their first, you know, team up crossover. I have X-Men #1, the Rubicon edition. This is going to go for $5 today. I was selling it for $12 before. Now I'm knocking it down to $5. Did you guys hear that they're considering bringing Patrick Schwarzenegger in to play Cyclops? I think that is an excellent casting. And I think they really need to rethink who they're going to put in as Wolverine. It should not be Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, honestly, if you're going to have Henry Cavill come in as an X-Men team member, he should be Colossus. He is not Wolverine. That's my opinion. He's too tall and too built for it. He's not the right fit. I love Henry Cavill. He was a great Superman. I just don't think that he's the right fit for Wolverine. Wow. Well, man, I know you're always pushing really hard, Joey, and I wish you all the best of luck when you do launch. And when are you launching? What is your day? What is your live date? The next book I have here is Ultraman #1 of 3. Ultraman #1 of 3 is going to go for $4. Mid-June. Oh, okay. So you got some time before you launch. Well, I mean, you could come and hang out with us too on Tuesday if you want, in order to see if we can drum up some more follows for you. And again, if you want to drop that pre-launch link down, you're welcome to do so. Anybody who hasn't followed yet has an opportunity to do so. I have Iron Man 288. Got the War Machine foil cover. This is going to go for $5. We got David Moore in the house. David Moore is here. My man. I have The Terminator by James Robinson and Matt Wagner. There is pop-up art in this book. This is going to go for $5. I see. Yeah. I definitely think that you have to build your following through Kickstarter because, I have a huge following through my my subscription base from people that I meet at cons and stuff like that. But, I don't know how many of those people actually use Kickstarter. Some of those people may not actually be on there. So it's kind of hard. There is a point to that, Joe. All right. So this is going to Leonard. Leonard's taking Iron Man. Beautiful. I have Nomad #1 going for $3. They should basically call Bucky Nomad now. He was not the Winter Soldier in that last movie. He was Nomad for sure. David Moore, how you doing, dude? Didn't see my boy in a while. Even busier than a one-legged butt kicker. Give me a second here. All right. I have Detective Comics 569. Batman fighting Joker. That's going to go for $4. And then I have Amazing Spider-Man 341. That's going to go for $3. Yeah, David Moore is the Superman we deserve. All right, I got some slabs up top. I know these are big ass, but, I'm going to showcase them anyway because I just want you guys to know they're here and that I have them. So I have Captain America 25. This is the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. And my ask for this today is going to be $100. I'll do this for $100. And then it's graded at a 9.6. And then I have X-Men 4, first appearance of Omega Red, at a 9.0. That is going to go for $100 as well. So these two are going to go for $100 pop. All right. ASM is off to Leonard Pigg, who called Spidey. So I'm going to call that the. Yeah, it's interesting, Joey. I'm definitely interested in talking to you. And I know that you have a lot of experience in the marketing side of things, and I'm all ears to what you have to say, man. Let's message me on Facebook, and let's set up a call sometime this weekend. I would love to chat with you. I really want to hear what you have to say too. I'm open to learning right now. That's basically what I'm sharing with you guys. Looking for ways, and a lot of this stuff that I'm hoping to learn, I know it's not going to change the outcome of this current campaign. The trajectory I'm at now is where I'm at. But if I can improve for the future by, learning ideas today, like the next time I do a Yi Sun Shin campaign, for example, which might be later this year, depending on how progress goes, then I can implement it then. So we'll see. All right, I have Amazing Spider-Man 406, first appearance of the new Dr. Octopus. This is going to go for $4. Lady Octopus's first appearance. And then I have this CGC 9.8 Ultimate Fallout 4 that Chuck won in a poker game. And it's a cover that's done by Mark Bagley. It's also signed by him. That's why it's got the yellow strip here. It's a signature series 9.8, which is, the only thing higher than that's a 10. And it is the Mexican edition of the first appearance of Miles Morales. Our price on Friday was $300. We are lowering the price today to $250. So $250 is going to be our ask on this book here. And if anybody's interested, please let me know. You can message me after hours. I'm allowing you to put this on layaway. So if you put a set number of, if you put a portion down, I'll hold it for you, and then you can pay me off. As you pay it off, I will release the book to you. So let me know if you're interested in Ultimate Follow-Up for the Mexican edition. All right, are you guys ready for the $5 show to commence? Let's do this. A bunch of weird shit in here, just letting you guys know. Everything's $5, and it's going to be all over the map. Nothing's going to make sense. It's not comics, it's just random shit. All right. We'll start off with the Fifth Element soundtrack. Do you guys remember this? This was such a good soundtrack, by the way. This was one of my favorite movies, and I really loved it. It's on CD. Probably you're not going to want to listen to this on CD, but you can totally put it in your computer, rip everything off, and have the entire soundtrack, which is not available on iTunes, by the way, which is why I ended up buying the soundtrack again. I'm going to do it for $5 right now for the Fifth Element soundtrack. If you like the OST for Fifth Element, which is phenomenal, there it is for you. I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 on NES. This is going to go for $5. So do I, Lorena. I listen to them all the time. This was the game that changed my life. My God, do I have memories about Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. And, this was... I remember... What ended up happening was, all right, Fifth Element gets claimed by Lorena. So what happened was, when I was in second grade, I really wanted this game, but I was not doing really well in school. So my father provided an incentive. He said, if you can catch up and do well in school and turn in all your assignments, I will let you play this game. And so he would buy me this game, and I did it, and he got it for me. So I have I have a very special relationship with this game. It should work. I'll tell you right now, if it doesn't, you can always return it, but it is, I want to say, guaranteed to work. I haven't tested it in a while, but I remember testing it before, after I got it. I got a legacy machine, and I tried it on that. So it should work. Anyway, it's just sitting there anyway, so give it a shot. And if it doesn't work for whatever reason, you guys let me know, and I'll make right with you. I'll give you credit, and you guys can put it towards something else. All right, I have Blade Runner 2049 on Blu-ray. I'll do this for $5. Legacy Machine is like here. I'll show you. I have one right here. So it allows you to put in NES, SNES, and Genesis games, and then you set the system that you're playing on, and then it has wireless controllers, or you can plug in your old wired controllers. And this is what I was using to test to make sure games work. I just haven't used it in a while, and I have a bunch of these things too that I'll probably need to sell at some point down the road. All right, I have Ninja Gaiden Trilogy by Tecmo. This is not the original game. This isn't the real game, but it does work. This is going to go for $5. The original game would go for $65. I have one I can give you for $20 if you want it, and I think it's in the box. I'm not sure if it's going to work with your TV, because you have to have certain settings on your television. But I have a system that I can sell you for $20. I have a bunch of them just laying around. I have The Dark Knight on Blu-ray. That's going to go for $5 for The Dark Knight. Avengers: Age of Ultron. That's going to go for $5. I have King of Fighters on PS2. King of Fighters 98. This is the Korean edition. And a fan of mine gave this to me in Korea. He brought books for me to sign for him, and he gave me this. And it has the instruction manual and everything. Everything's in Korean. David Moore, you could get one of your interns to translate it for us. This is going to go for just $5 for anyone who's interested. I just have no use for this, but it is a very kind gesture. I have Shenmue 2 on the Xbox. This is going to go for $5. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves on PS3. That's going to go for $5. If you're looking for a fun trivia game to play with your friends, or a way to roofie that new handsome person you want to have a relationship with, I got Bad People here. This is going to go for $5. It's the intact game. I have no idea how I ended up with this, but the concept of the game says find out what your friends really think of you. And the roofie thing was a joke. Don't roofie anyone. Roofie! Oh! Roofie, no. All right, I'm going to move over to some books and graphic novels and other more comic-y type stuff, sort of. I have Buddha Volume 3. That's going to go for $5. Berlin City of Smoke Book 2. This is pretty cool. This takes place during, post-World War I Berlin. And it's very interesting. And it's a graphic novel that was put out by Drawn and Quarterly. It's all black and white, but it's very, very well done. And it's going to go for just $5 today. I was reading Berlin while I was working on Marx, just to kind of help me get a sense of what I wanted to do with it. Animal Fables from Aesop, adapted and illustrated by Barbara McClintock. This just looks like a children's story. You got kids and you want them to shut up at night, you can read this, $5. British infantry equipment from 1808 to 1908. Hey, look who's on the cover. He's Hitler. But this is a cool history book right here. I don't know how it ended up in that box, but here it is. It's going to go for $5. Who knows? I might do some British infantry stuff one day, if no one claims that. But no, please claim it. I need to get rid of it. I can always go to the library if an idea comes to me. Pokemon Classic Collector's Handbook, $5. So I have any Pokemon fans here? $5 on this. $4 dues. All right, I got some more video games here. All going for $5. It's not a Pokemon comic. It's like a classic handbook, I guess. It tells you all about all the characters and stuff like that, all the Pokemon. This is Douchebagosaurus, and he has the power to be a douchebag. Like that. I have Twisted Metal #1. This was one of my favorite games, my first PlayStation game. $5 on this. Hitman Absolution on the Xbox 360, $5 on this. This is a great game. Hitman 2, $5 on this. It's hard saying goodbye to this stuff, but it's been sitting on my eBay store for a long time, and if it's not selling on eBay, you got to move it. So that's why we're just knocking it down. Mongol: The Rise of Genghis Khan. This was a phenomenal movie for anyone who is interested. Really, really good. $5. Oh yeah, go shoe. We Japanese people have very small penis. You American, very large penis. That was awesome. Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. We got the Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray plus DVD, and the DVD, digital DVD. So they did A Dame to Kill For. And then there's an all-new story in here directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller, which is cool. That's going to go for $5. I really like the first Sin City movie. The second one was all right. It was good. It wasn't a bad movie. Spider-Man Homecoming. We got the Blu-ray, DVD, digital, bonus disc, and a comic book in here going for $5. Holy crapola. Straight Outta Compton. $5 on this. Ha! That's funny, Lewis. Live Free or Die Hard. Do that at $5. 300. I'm going to watch this with the boys this weekend. I somehow ended up with 2 copies of 300. So I'll do this one at $5. $5 on 300. I have the first Avengers movie. $5 on this. I have a bunch of Avengers movies. So we got Avengers, Age of Ultron, and the first movie. And then I have Split. Okay, we're getting... First, Spice was getting the 2 Hitman themes. Twisted Metal off to David Moore. And Berlin off to Lorena. Someone buy Bad People, please. I know you guys are one of you guys are social and like to host people at your house. It's a fun game. I swear to God. Swearing everything that's holy. All right, I have Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, along with all the Avengers movies, essentially all the Avengers movies at $20 now. And them all on Blu-ray. Batman Begins. This is the limited edition gift set box. That's going to go for $5 as well. You can get that with The Dark Knight for $10 now. Pretty crazy deal. Onimusha on the PS2. That's going to go for $5. Wolfenstein 2 is going to go for $5. Wolfenstein. I have Skip to the End, which is basically about Nirvana. It was a copy of the book that I bought from the creator, and it was, I believe, signed. Was it signed? Yeah, it's signed to Kevin. $5. All right, Skip End is going. This is really good. You're gonna like this. All right, $5 on that. Lorena. What else did Lorena pick up? Bad People. Thank you. Yes. You're the man now, dog. Todd Black. I like Batman Begins. I thought it was a great movie. I enjoyed both. I actually enjoyed all of them. I really hated Dark Knight Rises at first. I really think that Christopher Nolan has a deaf ear when it comes to sound effects. Like there's just something he doesn't process in his head, or something that works differently for him that the rest of us are just not seeing or hearing. But I think he made a great trilogy of Batman movies. He certainly did a better job than Matt Reeves did. Jesus. So, Todd, is that a claim on the Batman Begins, or are you just saying, hey, it's here? Chris Nash, that was signed by the creator. But if you want a music book, I have this really cool anthology here. It's called 27 Club Anthology. It's edited by Enrica Jang, and it's a hardcover in a big box here. I'll do this for $5. I should charge more for it because I definitely paid more for it, but again, this stuff's sitting around, it's gotta move. Don't have room for it. All right. Some other random crap here. Time for Kids. Bats, Planet Earth, Animals of Africa, Sharks, level 2 reading, and Frogs, level 1 reading. You got kids and you need something for them to read to pass that time, I will do all 4 of these books for $5. All 4 for $5. Just need to get rid of it all. I have Mad Libs. Happy birthday, Mad Libs. I'll throw that in with that set. So we got a bunch of kids' books here. $5, it's all yours. Got any zoo books? What's up, Phil? I don't know if I have any zoo books. I have Animal Fables. That's not really like a zoo book. I'll see what I come across. A Knight's Journey into Shangri-La. This is a book right here. As darkness fell on the most relentless days of fighting, there had been moments that became hand-to-hand for some of us. We were so exhausted that putting one foot in front of the other without tripping over ourselves was a great effort. What was left of our platoon had rolled down into the many bomb and shell craters which were clustered around us. In them we formed a defensive fighting position for the night. After a short time of gathering my strength, I rolled back over into my stomach and began crawling back up the top of the crater. As I reached the top, I peered over the edge into the darkness of the night. Quietly, I began setting up my machine gun at the ready, and I could hear my fellow troopers around me doing the same. The smell of death is everywhere in this position. I could hear the cries of the badly wounded enemy soldiers, even more now. I'm just glad to be alive and had survived another day in this living hell on earth. I thank God that it's not me laying out there. How the hell did I come across this? This looks pretty badass. $5 on this book. I don't even know if it's not that I was hoarding. What happens is sometimes I buy collections and they just throw everything in there, and that's how I end up with the stuff. David Moore is taking the 27 Club. Phil's claiming A Knight's Journey. Awesome. That's an interesting book. Well, I'm very happy this stuff is moving because I definitely need to. I've been needing to get rid of it to clear space. Some of this stuff is really cool. All right, I have Agent 87 in the Black Train. A true master of disguise, martial artist, and linguist, Agent 87 is the world's greatest spy. With the Second World War coming to its peak, 87 goes undercover to investigate a lethal weapons project in a Japanese-occupied region in China. With the help of a French weapons expert and a greedy mercenary, 87 unravels a plot filled with death and horror, discovering she must stop a deadly train carrying the destruction of mankind as its cargo. And this is going to go for just $5. This was actually written by Robert Geronimo, who was my neighbor at New York Comic Con one year. David Moore claims it. All right. I have Split and Glass. These were the popular sequels to Unbreakable, and this completes the trilogy. That was a good movie. Both of them are the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital are all included in here. Yes, I do, asshole. I have Silver Surfer right here. You want some Silver frickin' Surfer? It's right here. So my buddy Kurt, he asked me, he's like, hey, can you give me Silver Surfer 2 and 6? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I picked it up for him, and in the midst of moving and everything and shifting around, I misplaced the books and I found them yesterday. But like when he came over on Friday, he was like giving me shit about it. I was like, yo, man, you big jerk. We are tearing through this box, guys. Thank you very much. We're going to come back to video games pretty soon. Again, I'm doing $5 video games today. All pretty cool stuff. I'm still going to ship movies using media mail, so it's still considered the same thing as books and everything like that. So DVDs is fine. Technically, the only thing you're not allowed to do in with media mail, the reason why comics are considered not okay to ship via media mail is because there's advertisements in comics. That's the only reason why. But if your comic doesn't have advertising in it, then it is totally fine to ship it media mail. DVDs are also included because there's no advertisements in DVDs. All right, I have a graphic novel, or sorry, not a graphic novel, an actual novel by Stan Lee. Did you guys know Stan Lee wrote a novel? It's called The Trick of Light. And it is by Stan Lee and Kat Rosenfield. What's this book about? Oh, it's a pretty long... Any GameCube? I do have Resident Evil 0 somewhere. I know I had it in a box if you're interested. But I do have one GameCube game. And I do that for $5. If you want that, I can go dig it up for you. All right. Nia, a gifted but desperately lonely hacker, is living in isolation with her strict single dad. As a social media maven, she is widely popular and has more than 1 million friends. But they are all strangers who love her posts but know nothing about her that is real. Cameron is on a quest for YouTube fame as a vlogger, focusing on exploring the mysteries of Lake Erie. While recording his latest video, he is knocked out by lightning in a freak storm that appears to defy the laws of physics. When Cameron awakens, he discovers an astonishing cyberkinetic talent, the ability to manipulate computers and electronics with his mind. After a chance meeting online, the two teenagers, one born with extraordinary gifts, one unwillingly transformed, joined together to right wrongs in the world. As Nia and Cameron develop their powers and deal out reckonings, they draw the attention of dangerous forces, putting the future of the planet at risk. Set in Stan Lee's Alliances universe, co-created by Lee, Luke Lieberman, and Ryan Silbert, and written by Edgar Award-nominated author Kat Rosenfield, Stan Lee delivers a novel packed with pulse-pounding, breakneck adventure and the sheer exuberant invention that have defined his career as the creative mastermind behind the spectacular Marvel Universe. Stan Lee, A Trick of Light, $5. That is Stan Lee's novel. It sounds pretty cool. I have Animals Day and Night, and A Baby Panda is Born. This is all for reading levels 1 and 2. And I'll throw it in with that $5 kids set here for anybody who wants to get some books for their kids to read. I got you covered. I have 4 copies of Xenonite Titan, The Fall Before the Rise by Russell Allen. This guy is a novelist, and he has worked with people in the comic book field to do illustrations inside of his book. But this is like a sci-fi book, and it has a summary in the back. Raziel gets called back from leave and rushed to finish his project. An accident casts him off into the unknown, far away from home. Can he pull himself together and make it back to his home? Or does home even still exist? Will he conquer adversity or lay victim to it? Find out in the first book of this thrilling new adventure. $5 on this, and I have 4 copies. This book normally sells for $25. We're going to do it for $5 because I have all these extra copies and I just need to move them. So $5. My loss is your gain. 5 on all of those. All right. Oh, crap. It's already 1 o'clock. That means it is Officially FOMO time. So let's do it. It's FOMO time. It's FOMO time!
Is that an acronym for me getting a chance to play the Flash again? Oh, that's what it means. It was a good Flash! No one wants to play Flash comics on Onrie Show because of me! And I can't buy comics either because I'm a big weenie!
Oh my God, like, shut up already.
It never gets old. All right. We have Wonder Woman number 257, newsstand copy in really, really great shape. I had it priced at $15. I'm going to drop it down to $10 today. This is the most expensive book. King Size Annual Fantastic Four 14 is going to go for $5. Star Wars number 11 is going to go for $5. Detective Comics 571. That's going to go for $5. Giant Size Conan the Barbarian number 2 is going to go for $5. The Flash 292 is going to go for $5. Daredevil 199 is $5. Sherlock Holmes number 1 is going to go for $5. These are your FOMO books today. Okay, Conan Gets Clean by Chris Nash. And Phil claims Detective Comics and Holmes. Phil, I have a couple more Detective Comics books that I'm trying to move. See if we can work something out here. So I just want to clear it. Today I'm in that clearing out phase. See if you're interested. I'll give you a lump sum total on this, and I'll take some off. So, not bad. It's a Terminator. Okay, so you just claimed Detective Comics 571. I have 512, 568, 627, and 569. If you decide you want to grab all of these, do them all. I do all 4 of these for, if I did them all at 5 apiece, that would be 20. If I knock it down to 4, it'd be 16. How about we do it all for 12? Would you want to do these at 12? Yes, Chris Nash, you got Conan. You're good. Let me know if you want to throw that on for 12, Phil. No pressure, just letting you know it's out there. Because I just want to get rid of these. All right. Now, back to video games here. I have Marvel Superheroes, the Lego Superheroes. All right, cool. For Xbox 360, going for $5. Minecraft Story Mode, $5. Super Dungeon Bros, $5. This one's on the Xbox One. Terraria, the box looks like it got chewed up, but the game is totally intact, and there's instructions in here. You just need to get a different box, but $5 on this game. Destiny 2 Forsaken is going to go for $5. Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions Evolved, $5. This one's factory sealed. Rocket League Collector's Edition. This is a fun game. $5. Yeah, it's a Bentley Remark. Forza Horizon 4 Racing on Xbox One is $5, and then I have Call of Duty Black Ops on Xbox One going for $5. And that's all my video games. Let me know if you guys are interested in picking any of those up. And then I have some more stuff here. I have Paul Jenkins and Kyle Hotz's The Agency from Image, and I believe this is also signed by Paul Jenkins, going for $5. I have Albert the Alien. I actually have all 4 volumes of Albert the Alien right here. Here's volume 1, 2, 3, and this is 3. This one was 4, and this one is 2. And I've wanted to sell these at cover price because I'm into them for $10 a pop. But again, I don't have the time to sell these right now, so I will just do this all at 20 for anyone who's interested. It's better for me to just kind of clear it off. But Albert's a young teenage alien who comes to Earth, and he has to go to school with the other kids. It's a kid-friendly graphic novel series put out by Trevor Moeller and Gabo. And Trevor is a local comics creator. He's doing a lot of stuff for Mad Cave Paper Cuts now. And it also comes with this cool social media following thing. But if you want to grab all of this, it's basically buy 1, get 3 free. $20 on the Albert the Alien. And that's everything for my $5 books here. Give you guys a second here. All right. I'll also pick out another book for the bottom row. Got rid of those Detective Comics books. I have Avengers 254 going for $3 for anybody who's interested. Early White Vision. Now we got a full bottom row here and top row. If anybody has any questions about anything on the racks right now, let me know. Everything from here up to here, every item is $5, and then we have our FOMO books here. Most of them are also $5. The only one that's not is the Wonder Woman. Everything else is $5. The Dungeon Xbox game. What was it? Oh, Super Dungeon. For Xbox One, that's going to go for $5. I have Doom Dark Ages coming today, so I'm really excited about that arriving. And I might, if basically these games don't sell, the Xbox One games, I'm basically going to take my copy of Doom Dark Ages and get a second one over at GameStop and just trade all these games in, so at least I get some credit for them. So just letting you guys know that if we're not going to sell these games off right now at $5 a pop, I'm going to go over to GameStop and just get rid of them. It'll just be a quick way for me to be done with it. And we got about 45 minutes left on the clock. And once again, this is going to be my last live sale for a little bit. I'm going to take some time off after this to focus on the Kickstarter for Warline 3. For those of you guys who haven't backed yet, you can do so right now. I'll drop the link again. And we're trying to get to 105 backers by what's it called? By Friday, so that we can raffle off this Tales from the Crypt book that I worked on. Yep, this is it right here. One lucky backer will get the book. I'll drop the link for Warline right now. There's the link again. All right, we'll give you this a minute here, and I'm going to take all the $5 stuff down. We did pretty good with this today. I'm very appreciative of everyone's interest in this stuff here. So I'm going to put all this stuff away now, and we'll do this again in the future, and we'll try again. I'm actually looking forward to selling all these games now. All of this stuff is going over to GameStop for a quick resale. All right. Super Dungeon. Lorena, you have first right of refusal on the Super Dungeon. Let me know if you want that or not. No big deal. You guys can always message me later about this stuff. That's totally cool. If I still have it, I'll put it aside for you. That is not a problem for me at all. Always happy to be of service to you guys. All right, let's see. Where did I put that box? First, we're going to have to just list out some single issues here. We're going to do single issues for the rest of the show here. Let's see, what am I going to take out? I got a bunch of crap here. All right, let's see. I have a crap box of dollar books if you guys are interested. Yeah, I'll do all this stuff at $1. Okay. Cool. Who wants dollar books? Let's do it. Albert the Alien. Gotcha. That is no problem at all. Thank you, Phil. All right. All right, we're doing dollar books now, my friends. I have a bazillion copies. Yeah, there's a Flash FOMO up here. Flash 292. All right, I have Rebirth of Thanos, True Believers. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 copies. Each one's going for $1 for anyone who's interested for this True Believers, Thanos. Oh, cool. We got pinups here. How many of these do I have? 3. And I have some X-Men gold ones by Scotty Young. That's cool. All right. I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do right now. Everyone who shopped with me today is getting a Scotty Young pinup. So Phil, you get one. Chris Nash gets one. Dan Price gets one. Leonard, you get one. Chris Steischel gets one. David Moore gets one. Anyone who shops with me gets this. Lorena, you get one. And I have one left. So if we get a new buyer, that person automatically gets that. No problem. Thank you guys for being here today. I want you to know how much I appreciate you guys. You guys mean the world to me. I mean that sincerely. Wow, that's cool. All right. I have Wolverine Sword Quest. True Believers #1, that's going to go for $1. Yeah, we do. Let's do it. Good call, Chris Steischel.
David Moore!
All right, Wolverine's off to Phil. Yeah, $1. Next up, I got Venom Flashpoint. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 copies of this, going for $1. Speaking of gold, you guys want gold? I'll give you some frickin' gold.
Chris Steischel. That is no bounty. I object, Your Honor. What you talking about, Willis? If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Kiss my purple ass. Can I use the bathroom? So see my yates.
Johnny Boo and the Pumpkin Tiger, $1. Grumpy Cat and Pokey, $1. There's some Halloween Fest comics. True Believers Venom Dark Origin, gonna go for $1. Board's a little bent, but the books are fine. X-Force #1, going for $1. Hellboy the Corpse, $1. I have more Hellboy corpses. I have like 3 of them. Actually, no, I have more. Good Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 6 copies of Hellboy the Corpse. All right. So here's the Hellboys. Let's get some comments here. Hang on. Okay. Grumpy Cat gets claimed, and then I sold 2. We got 2 Hellboy claims. 1 and 2. Lewis, you get the final Scotty Young. Where is my pen? What did I do with my pen? I need my pen in order for us to proceed. Okay, can't find it. There's another pen. When the glove don't fit, you must have quit. All right, Hellboy's off. Let's get rid of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5. $5. Chris Nash, these are all yours. No one wants them. Everybody's got that already, and I got to get rid of it. Okay. Star Wars Adventures #16 is $1. Spirits of Vengeance #6, or like Spirits of Venom, $1. Soulfire #1 is $1. Tap Dance Killer #2 is $1. U.S. Avengers #1. I have a ton of these. 2, 4, 5. 5 copies of it, going for $1. Yeah, that was one issue of Hellboy. It's just called The Corpse. They're all the same book. What's that? And U.S. Avengers. Bloodshot #10. Hardcore #16. And Hardcore #4. Get Hardcore 4 and 16 for 2. Bloodshot 10 for 1. We stand on guard number 3 is $1 and number 2. So I have 2 and 3 going for $2. Got another U.S. Avengers off to Chris Deiskell. The last one? What do you mean the last one? Oh, the Hellboy. Shit, there was one more here. Okay, cool. I missed that one. Sorry. Thanks for catching that. Spill Night. It's a free comic book day book. One for $1. Hey. Firestar number 1 and number 2. That's going to go for $2. And I have another U.S. Avengers. Do I have another U.S. Avengers? Yes, I do. All right. Firestar is a 4-issue series. Spirits of Vengeance is off to Mike Storm. There's my pen. Scrimshaw number 1. I have 2 copies of this. Cyborg, Pirates, Cutthroats, and Mercs. And they're the good guys. $1 a pop. There's 2 copies of it. You don't gotta fight over this one. Hardcore number 10. $1. More Scrimshaw. There's 3 more copies. No, there's actually, we have like a whole ton of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. No, there's 6 because Lorena claimed one. $1 books. $1 books. Come again. Hardcore number 10, $1. Hardcore number 4 and 16 and 10. So we got these 3 hardcore Valiant books for $3. Cowan's Crux, $1. B-Sides and Rarities, $1. The Uncanny Sketchbook by Brian Vander. I almost worked with this guy once. $1. Unholy Grail, number 1. I got 2 copies of it going for $1. Warriors of Plasm, number 1 is $1. Sergeant CJ, do I have any Punisher? Yeah, I do. I have this Punisher book over here. Hold on. I have Punisher, the Ghosts of Innocence. That's going to go for just $4 right now. And then I have some more Punisher if you're interested. I have these two Punisher books. Number 2, which is going to go for $3, and number 8, this variant, $3 as well. You can do 6, 4. I'll do $10 for all those Punisher books. Sergeant CJ. Welcome to the show, by the way. Oh, is this Chris? Is this your son? It's totally your kid, isn't it? I know who Sergeant CJ is. He's my teammate in combat, in convention combat. Chris Dyskel's son is the bomb. Takes after his dad. B-sides and sketch. Cool. Awesome. And the X-Men sketchbook. Coolio. Outcast issue 31 is $1. And Crux. Excalibur number 4 is $1. Civil War number 7 is $1. Okay, we're going to do Ghosts of Innocence for the Punisher. Chris Dyskel. Chris, I think your son is he's going to become a comic book creator too. He's going to do what I'm doing. He's going to go to conventions and whoop ass. I'm going to be like the Rocky to his Creed one day. He's going to move in and he's going to live in my attic and he's going to call me Unc. And I'm going to have to train him and stuff and get him ready for conventions and everything. CJ, you're the man, dude. Love you, buddy. Super Angela, number 1 is $1. Spread number 3 is $1. Don't get into comics, kid. Become a lawyer like your dad. You're gonna be much better off. Be a lawyer. You should become Jewish and become a lawyer. I'll let you become Jewish. Just promise me you'll become a lawyer. X Factor number 123. I think your dad will sleep a lot easier at night. Justice League Dark number 12 is $1. Lazarus number 23 is $1. And for those of you guys who are really interested, I have U.S. Avengers number 3 and number 4 going for $2. Probably correct. Yeah, there's a saying in comics. If you want to make a small fortune in comics, start with a big one. This is true. Took me a very long time and a lot of sacrifice in order to get to where I'm at now. All right. Found some more U.S. Avengers, too. Found two more Hellboys, Chris Nash. Let me know if you want those, too. I have Marvel Premiere featuring Iron Fist. This is a reprint of the first appearance of Misty Knight, and we got an Arvell Jones special cover here going for $1. So it's $1 on this. I have Astonishing X-Men number 4 going for $1. Batman 433 is $1. Yes, still work for David Moore. There you go. Zebra Girl number 2 is $1. The Bama shoes. He's going to design the Bama shoes. Dude, honestly, CJ, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody who is nearest and dearest to me throughout my entire life tried to convince me to not get into comics full time. The only person in my family that really encouraged me was my older sister. And I will say that if she didn't do that, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Maybe I'm not making as much money as a high-priced lawyer, as like a hedge fund guy or whatever. I was in that area and I was around all that money and everything. And that did not bring me satisfaction at the end of the day. I am much happier doing this and much more successful doing this because I'm committed to what I do. So no matter what ends up happening, follow your own path, forge your own path. Life, you only get one shot at this thing, and make it worthwhile. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Not telling you need to get into one thing or another, but follow your own passion. All right, that'll take you far. That is where you will be the most successful. And that whole crap about having a small fortune in comics, that's just a saying. It's not true at all. You can make a very good fortune in comics if you work hard enough for it. And proof's in the pudding. All right. I got Free Comic Book Day FUBAR. $1 on those. All right, the U.S. Avengers are off. Lorraine, I found another one. Found issue 10. Then I have another issue 3 for anyone who's interested. Outcast. So 1, 2, 3. Outcast. And Jail Dark. Okay. 3. Super Angela, number 1 is going to go for $1. X Factor 122 is $1. Generation X number 64 is $1. So it made sense of that box. Let's see what else we got here. Darkhold Iron Man, number 1 is $1. The Pirate Queen Emeraldus, number 4 is $1. Supergirl Showcase, number 1 is $1. Oracle, $1. Thorn, $1. Get all 3 of these for $3. That's right, brother. Onward to victory. Follow your own path. Don't let no one tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. Not a single person. You decide that yourself. Right now, you gotta listen to your dad and your mom. But when you get older, once you're 18, you gotta follow your heart. Do what's best for you, man. I tell that to Barb all the time. You guys know Barb, who put out The Adventures of Sam and Keisha. She always comes up to me and she goes, I don't know. What should I do? What should I do? And I keep telling her, Barb, you got to follow your heart. Do what you think is right. Punch that guy in the nuts. Call the Conqueror, number 8 is going to go for $3 right now. Super Angela and Supergirl. Hey, what's up? Joe Hardy, Fantastic Four 39 and 46. $2 on these. Punisher War Journal 35 and 37. Silk number 6. Future State Wonder Woman number 2. Everything's $1. Oh, he listens to you too, man. He's got a lot of respect for his old man, and he should, because his old man's the bomb. You're a good man, Chris Steiskel. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There's a reason why we got a tribute video to you. We pay tribute every day to Chris Steiskel. You know, like David Moore's theme is like that's like the song we hear when we go off to, you know, the final war for humanity. But the Chris Steiskel theme, that's the thing we listen to after we mourn the dead. After everybody's been killed and everything, like, you know, after Tony Stark puts on the Infinity Gauntlet and snaps his fingers, you know, rather than listen to the, you know, the little horn or whatever, what we hear is the Chris Steiskel theme. Just imagine like everybody's dying or everybody's dead, and, you know, they're like burying bodies in, like, you know, in little ditches and everything, and it's like just thousands of people dying, and then you just see like a big screen, and you just see this.
Chris Steiskel. That is no bathroom. I object, Your Honor. What you talking about, Willis? If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Kiss my purple ass. Can I use the bathroom? So see my yates.
Question is, do you think anybody will even know who O.J. Simpson is at that point in time when that final battle does actually occur? It's in the year 3000. That's the real question. Names off to Chris Nash. Cross the Bear number 1 is $1. Pyrocrene Emeraldus number 3 is $1. Way of X number 1 and number 2, that's going to go for $2. X-Force number 12 is $1. Ooh, Falcon number 1 is $1. Squadron Supreme. Not sure which issue this is, but it's going to go for $1. Got a Spider-Man book here. It's going for Spider-Man Saga, $1. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Will they even know who Dick Butkus is? Oh, boy. All right. The Warline campaign is as stagnant as it has ever been. Stagnation. Let's avoid procrastination. I'm dropping the link yet again. I got you on your claim, Mike. If you haven't backed the campaign, please do so. If you can share it out, that would be great. Anything to help me get at least one more backer. We need one more backer. Doesn't matter what, just need some backers. Back me up. I want to back you up. Some X-Force here. Bunch of X-Force. 5, 6, 9. Here's 7 and 13 and another 9. All of them are going to go for $1. So it's 5, 6, 7, 9, and 13. That's going to go for $5. And then you can get 9 for $1. Animal Noir number 4. It's a subcover. Going for $1. Luke Cage Power Man number 3 is $1. going to go over the bottom row one more time right now. Got about 10 minutes left here. And then this show is done. And I'm off the air for sales shows for a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break so I can focus on making sure we have a strong finish to this Kickstarter campaign. All right. Get through this. I have Spectacular Spider-Man 144 from 4 down to 3. Blood Syndicate 1, 4 down to 3. Incredible Hulk 296, 4 down to 3. Venom Finale number 2 is 4 down to 3. Detective Comics 682 is 4 down to 3. Cole the Conqueror number 8 is 4 down to 3. Daredevil 310, 4 down to 3. Batman Spawn, I'm going to do this at 15 still. X-Men number 1, Rubicon edition, $4. Ultraman number 1 of 3 is going to go for $4, down to 3. I'll do it for 3 now. Nomad number 1, 3 down to 2. Terminator 5 down to 4, down to 3. We'll do it for $3 if someone takes that Terminator off my hands. Mighty Avengers 254 is $3. Amazing Spider-Man 406, first Lady Octopus, $3. Let's do it. Any interest in any of these books from the lower rack? Lady Octo, off to Chris Nash. Anything else? Combined value here. Of all these books is $51. If someone gives me $35, all these books are yours right now. That will save you $16. Yes, I do. I do have some. Which ones are you looking for? I have an Amazing Spider-Man 298 first cameo of Venom. Show it off real quick. Where is it? There it is. Got a direct edition copy going for $60. First cameo appearance of Venom. There it is. Yeah, I know. I figured I'd just show it off. I got about 7 minutes left before I end the show. Also got some slabs here. Got another Spidey slab too. Captain America 25 is going to go for $100. First Sam Wilson is Captain America. X-Men 4, first Omega Red, is going to go for $5. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you. It's not really a break. It's just a break from doing sales shows. So Kyle Northrop, you guys know him. He's a dealer too, and he's also the executive producer on The Experience. Kyle, this is going to be my last sales show for the next week, because when I come on The Experience next week, I'm going to be doing a creator hangout, just because I really want to focus on finishing out the Warline campaign. So I think Kyle was like, oh, crap, he's canceling. No, not canceling the show. I will be on the air next week, but it will be mainly to push the Warline campaign. So I'll be bringing on other creators to talk about everything. Spider-Man equals free shipping. Yeah, that's fine. Of course. Did I say $5? I did say $5. More like 100. 5 plus 95, okay? And then I have this Ultimate Fallout Mexican edition, signed by Mark Bagley. CGC. This is numbered 7 of 24 in existence. That's going to go for $250. This is sold. Cool. Sweet. Thanks, Lewis. I'll take your show away and sell things. There you go. Take it away. All right. No, I don't. Kyle has been one of the biggest supporters I've had since I got into collecting, and he has helped me out tremendously. So for those of you guys who watch the experience, he is the mastermind behind it. He's the reason why I'm on there too. All right, I have Wonder Woman number 257, one of our FOMO books. This is going to go for $10. It's a very fine newsstand copy. Fantastic Four King Size Annual number 14, $5 on this. Star Wars 11, $5 on this. Daredevil 199, $5 on this. And Flash 292, $5 on that. The Ghost Rider pile I got. Was that one stack of books that I had before? I don't know where they are right now. But here's what I do have. When there's a will, there's a way, Mr. Storm. And let's see what I can work out for you right now. I have so much Fantastic. I have literally a long box of Fantastic Four. Almost a long box and a half. Good Lord. All right, check this out. Chris Nash, you might like this. And if you do, I'll hook you up. I have Ghost Rider Volume 2, Number 1. This is the first appearance of Danny Ketch. And it's missing the cover, so I'll do it for 50 cents. Ghost Rider 3, $1. Number 4 is $1. I have 2 copies of number. Oh, I have Spirits of Vengeance 13 and Ghost Rider 40, and that is going to go for $2. I have another 13 going for $1. J. Joe, Real American Hero, number 95, $1. Sorry, 50 cents. And that's all my Ghost Riders. So I do all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do all this for $5. Let me know if you're interested. Just throw it. Kyle's taking all my FOMO books. Thank you, Kyle. 23. And Kyle, you are also getting this Avengers poster here that you can give away to one of your viewers. Ghost Riders are gone. Thank you very much. All right. That brings our show to a close. Thank you guys very much. So a lot of stuff today. Thank you very, very much. All right, got some spins on the wheel here to dish out. For Phil, for Lorena, for Lewis and Kyle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Yep. All right, someone with children. Chris Dyskull, you're getting this because you got children. Kyle's giving this to you. Thank you, Kyle. Super friendly, Kyle. All right, it's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark. Let us do this.
It's time to spin the wheel of Skid Bark.
Of course. All right, first spin goes to Phil. Phil gets a $2 comic. He's getting Super Ninja. Next spin goes to Lewis. You got a free Marvel. I'm hooking you up with Venom Flashpoint since you got the Venom cameo. Kyle, get a spin. Hooking Kyle up with a $2 comic. I'm going to hook you up with, let's see here. Kyle gets, trying to find something Kyle can do something with. Zebra Girl number 2, which apparently is signed, but I'm hooking you up. You can do something with the signed book, I'm sure. And Lorena. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Lorena gets a free Marvel. I'm hooking her up with Rebirth of Thanos. And I believe that's everybody, right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4. No, thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. Again, guys, if you could, please check out the Warline campaign. Give us a like, give us a share, give us everything. We need it. We got another week, and I got to reset over the next couple days. I'm going to spend the weekend with my children, and then Monday I'm going in full force to get this Warline campaign funded and move forward. So we're going to take a break from the sales shows next week, but I will be back on the air. I will be here with you guys, and I will see you. I'll see you later. Wow. Okay. Kyle wants me to surprise somebody, and I know who I'm going to surprise. I am going to hook Lorena up because Lorena has always taken very good care of me. So, Lorena, I'm hooking you up with Zebra Girl. It's like, oh, I didn't even want Zebra Girl. All right. You guys take care. Have a good one. I love you all. Take care.